Okay, this is the video for 3/21, March 21st for 3rd grade. Okay, we're starting off with a question over subtraction, regrouping. Please make sure you're practicing that with your child. We have fast fact, which is 3 times 9 equals 27. Of course, that could be any multiplication fast fact. Once again, we're using the number line and practicing our fractions and the equivalent fractions. So they're looking for fractions that are equal to. That would mean that they are in the same location. So if you want to draw a number line and put two fractions that are in the same location, asking them to locate those for you. Number 7 is an addition problem, so just practicing different addition problems. Number 11 is a fraction where you're just simply finding the denominator, which would be the amount of items that are there, either shaded or amount of total pictures that are there. Number 15 is one of those ones that we call a Cuban acing problem. This question is how many more is needed to fill the largest than the smaller ones. So they had 297 gallons, 302 gallons, 615 gallons. And so what we would do, which this is actually one of the ones where they would take 290, it's a 3-step problem where they have to do 2 equations and solve for x. So on the first one, they would do 297 plus 302 to get the total of the 2 smaller ones. And that would be 599, sorry. Then they would take the largest, which is 615, which was told in the problem, and they take the 2 smaller ones and subtract that from it, which this is the smallest amount. This was the largest, and then these were the 2 smaller. So then they take 615 minus 599, which gives them the value of x, which is the answer to the question. They subtract those and it gets x equals 16, which in the question it asks them to write 2 equations and then solve for x. That's a big thing, following the steps to write the 2 equations, which equations are written from left to right, and then solving for x. This is actually one of the full-blown Cuban aces. How many pancakes will 6 batches of batter make? 1 batch equals 9 pancakes, and there are 6 batches. There would be the important word would be each batch makes, and there were 9 pancakes in each batch, so that would be 6 batches, and they would know to multiply with the word each. Number 5, this is a question about time. We still struggle a little bit about it. And this one says that they are given, it's 8:25, and they must, they must be there for 25 minutes. That's the reason why I did this part right here, because they must be there for 25 minutes. So what I did was started at 8:25, must be there 25 minutes. So then I found what time would that be after 25 minutes. The extra points, which are secret to only the people watching my videos, is a pentagon has 5 sides. So that's only secret to the ones that are watching my videos. If you include that on your test on Thursday, I'll give you some extra points. Number 8, this is where I think it asks you to do a fact family. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So what would be the other fact? Would be 5 times 7 equals 35. Number 13, you're taking from word form, which is 362, and asked to turn it into base 10 or standard form, which would be 362 in the digits. The area unit squared equals length times width, and they're given 8. They would use the other 8 if it's a square, so 8 times 8 equals 64 feet squared. A fast fact times 10, which I tell them to use digit times digit, bring the 0 down. Another Cuban acing, how many crayons are in each container? There's that each. Since we know the total amount is 72 crayons, and we're wanting just to know how many of those total 72 crayons, we're going to divide, because each either means to multiply or divide. If we know the total, which we do, we would divide. So that's a little different. Let's see what's on the last page. This is one of the distributive properties, and we've been working on these. We did some last week as well, even though we didn't do the simple solutions. So the problem, which 4 steps for distributive property, started off as 7 times 12. So the first step would be to take 7 and then multiply it and choose one of the numbers. 12 was chosen to break it down into an addition problem. So that's the first step. In the second step, you're going to distribute the number that was not in the parentheses. So 7 was chosen to distribute. So you're given the 7 to the 10 and the 7 to the 2. So 7 times 10 plus 7 times 2. In the third step, what you're doing is you're multiplying the parentheses. So 7 times 10 and 7 times 2. In the fourth step, you're just adding that last step together. And number 12 is a rounding problem. So rounding to the nearest hundred, the 8 would round the 4 up. If you have any questions, please be sure to have your child ask, or you can contact me through email. Thank you.